5-minute jumpstart your dreams now.
Hi everyone, I'm Annie. I'm the founder of Wonderbricks, AI SaaS on borderless factory-built construction. So the construction SaaS industry is a $10 billion industry, and we're about to create the next generation construction SaaS by embracing two important trends. Number one is that construction is moving to factory. Number two is that we're going to utilize AI large language models to empower decision-making and insights. Our team is construction and AI native, so I have a construction management background from HKUST, and my head of product, Henry, is trained in architecture from Tsinghua University and Hong Kong University. Oliver, our AI engineer, is ex-Huawei and has been researching large language models for 8 years. Along with Timothy, our tech lead, they are creating our AI product applications at the moment. So we are really combining deep domain expertise with AI technology in order to create product applications. So the number one trend is that construction is going to factory. It is a $13 trillion global market that is shifting site works gradually to the factory environment. And how big is the market? The market is, if we look at this chart, we're targeting, the market is global, but we're targeting the markets with the highest labor wages and also the highest housing demand. So that is Australia and the US, right? So Australia alone has a 150 billion Australian dollars construction value, with off-site construction, prefabrication, multiplying by 3 times in the next 2 to 3 years. In the US, it's a market that is 10 to 14 times bigger. So as you can see, the TAM is huge in both markets. Many have tried to convert construction into manufacturing, but has not succeeded. Those in construction would know that construction can never be 100% a product. Construction can maybe be 70% a product, but the rest remains in a project-based model, right? So that's because user preferences and site conditions just would not allow construction to be 100% product. That's why we envision the construction system to be a componentized system that can be implemented component by component across just about any project types. And so we're looking at these Western countries like US and Australia shifting site works to off-site factories, and they are constrained by the local manufacturing capacity. So a lot of our factory partners are based in Asia, specifically in China, in the Greater Bay Area. So we have a factory network in Greater Bay Area, and also construction projects, our customers are based in Australia initially, and soon to be in the US. So for these construction companies and builders in the Australia and US market to go to factories overseas, they're facing a lot of pain points in their workflow. They also have to manage a lot of stakeholders in order to communicate this entire workflow. So our ecosystem is a powerful one, combining a digital app with an expert team which manifests itself in a Call the Expert button and AI-empowered workflows to help decision-making, which is plugged into a vetted factory network that is compliant with Australian and US building code. So our customers are, it's a very diverse community. It is very different from Asia in the sense that there are 394,000 construction businesses in Australia and more than 3.7 million construction businesses in the United States. And 80% of these businesses are small and medium businesses. So our B2B software onboarding basically helps to make our business customers very sticky after one project onboarding session. So what really AI really changes is that it basically helps construction SaaS become a very, we basically help to get rid of what SaaS users hate, which is heavy and structured user input in order to monitor visibility. So we are able to capture, using AI language models, capture email correspondences and Zoom correspondences and WhatsApp correspondences into our system, and to organize this data into visibility and decision empowering data. So our workflow starts with specifications that a specification module that helps to capture every component down to the material level, all the specifications that is required to manufacture this component. And it auto-generates construction documentations that can be binded into cross-border manufacturing contracts. And after the contract is started, we go through a project management module. It breaks down the task into these component-specific workflows, and then all the email correspondences, submittals, requests for informations, and confirmations will be captured by the system, and then the system can detect whether each task is closed or, yeah, thank you.
May we now open the floor to the judges for questions? Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Can you talk about your current customers as well as competitor landscape?
Yep, our current customers are initially in Australia. We're focusing on the 390,000 construction businesses. That includes main contractors and subcontractors who are looking for improving margins, improving capacity, and improving the lead times in the projects by going to overseas factories to fabricate components. And our competitive landscape is basically traditional construction SaaS like Procore, which is already a listed company, $6 billion software, and also these traditional middleman importing agents that are trying to do this job manually. So we're really, what we're doing is we've identified a very unique user case, which is Western construction companies going to overseas factories to fabricate components and having a lot of issues in this whole workflow and trying to make their work more and more efficient. Procore requires a lot of heavy user inputs, and in order for them to monitor their program and their project, but our next generation construction SaaS model utilizes language models in order to capture all this unstructured data and turn it into powerful decision-making visibility anyway. And our application of AI doesn't stop at OpenAI API. We are proprietarily developing our domain-specific AI models, which is instruction-tuned to the specific component-specific workflows. So it is like an algorithm that knows this workflow inside out, and it cannot be easily copied.
Sorry. Yeah. In terms of the actual business, can you maybe elaborate on how you leverage the job work?
Right. So our business model basically is very transparent. Our customers in Australia and US love this because they get direct access to the factories, and we charge them a transparent platform service fee. So in 6 months' time, we have grew our business by 4 times, so growing our GMV to $800,000 US, and our revenue has reached over $100,000 US.